From the Blanket Fort, episode 20, Goggins, Erhard, and Shaw. Facing your fears by taking action. With some other special guests. Stay tuned. It's JohnnyArt from the Blanket Fort. All right, it's JohnnyArt in the Blanket Fort, episode 21, being recorded on December 20th, 2018. I know we're a little skewy. We're a little skewed up. So here we are, man, almost at the end of this whole year of inquiring, how would I live? How would I have lived? How would I have lived? How would I have lived this year if I had been asking this question properly? In the perfect subjunctive. I had a list. I'm going to go over the list of things I wanted to do, some experiences and stuff. And I'm like, I said it before in recent videos, I'm like, I don't really care so much about experiences as much as I care about states of being. This is, I'm calling this episode Goggins, Erhard, Shaw, colon, it must be me. And what I mean by it must be me is, if I'm going to have a life, it must be me living it and making the mistakes and figuring it out as I go, rather than doing this other thing that I've been doing my whole life, which is to try to get it right first by thinking and then doing it. So from a group of teachers, I've come up with a bunch of questions that I'm going to live by in 2019. First of them comes from David Goggins. David Goggins, the tough guy, former Navy SEAL. He's really, really, really great. And he wants you to fall in love with the thing that you fear. My question from him is, what am I capable of? And I don't think that's a question I really have tried to answer. Another thought came to me the other day that, in this lifetime, I don't think I've actually ever worked for anything. It doesn't mean I'm not trying to say that I never worked. I went to school, I worked at my projects, I worked on my thesis project and all that crap, but I mean really worked for something, like having a goal, like I'm going to be good, I'm going to run that marathon, but not even I'm going to run that marathon. It's like I have a time, I'm going to beat that time, I'm going to put in the effort and I'm going to do that. I kind of did some training many years ago for the marathon, and I jogged a certain distance that I thought I wouldn't do. I mean, doing that training was really pretty fantastic, right? Because I really pushed my limits. More of that, 2019. Number 2, what's my vision? That's Kyle Cease, the comedian turned, I was going to say promotional. He promotes happiness, motivational, spiritual kind of speaker guy. What is my vision for my life? But my vision for the world, and more to come on that. Number 3, what's my context? From my former spiritual teacher, Sophie Maven. This camera's over here. My eyes are over here. What's the context in which I'm living my life? And I think I'm switching my context, or coming up with a context. And the context has to do not just with me, but, something as small as the future of humanity. Because, I use this phrase, a historical moment, and somehow this historical moment calls for that. It can't just be, bred in circuses as normal. What actions will I take? So I read a quote from Werner Erhard, and he says, yeah, man, you got all the good intentions, but nothing happens if you don't take any action. All right, so this is a weird one. So Stephen Pressfield, who wrote The War of Art, a book all about the resistance that artists and creative people have to deal with, writers, etc. They're like, you want to do this thing, but then you can't get yourself to do it. At the very end, he asks this question, and I think it's a really good question, but I don't think it's relevant for every kind of pursuit. He says, if I were the last person on earth, would I still do it? And I mentioned that in the last, or the next to last episode. I would be doing some stuff, but art stuff and music stuff. I'd certainly be doing writing and blogging for myself. But if you're a performer, if you're a doctor, are you going to doctor yourself? There are certain careers and professions that kind of rely on the presence of other people. Maybe you strip that away and you find out what's underneath that. Oh, am I willing to learn? I meant to have my Beato book. Rick Beato, he's a kind of a music theory guru. Look him up on YouTube. He's really, really amazing. A great guitar player, a great piano player, a lot of things. And yeah, man, I got the Beato book, and to go through it and find out what the melodic minor scale really is. Here's a statement. I'm called to something. The freelance minister of joy. So, I had this idea when I was growing up. I got involved with this church, and other than the church I grew up with, which was the Greek Orthodox Church, a really good one. I got involved with this other church. It was kind of fundamentalist, all that stuff, and I was kind of young. I thought that I was going to be a preacher or minister. Hey, you know what? Did not happen. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. And then many years later, I thought, man, there's something about it. I'm making my own ministry. I'm going to be the freelance minister of joy. And, I'm going back to that. With the Hello Project, right? So the Hello Project, I don't even know what the Hello Project is yet. I don't think it's going to be a very good idea for a nonprofit particularly, but I think there's something in it as a movement. What is the Hello Project? The Hello Project is basically like being open to connecting with people with your face. Hi, it's me. This is my face. That's your face. Oh my God, you see me. I'm being seen. This is horrible. That's the Hello Project. Now imagine helloing with everyone on the planet, breaking down the wall of otherness, and judgment. That's me. Judging like a judge. Judging like I'm sitting on a bench when I'm sitting on a throne. That's a drum chair, we call it the throne. The madness of spirituality. I don't know if it's spirituality or if it's religion, but all the greats have been kind of mad, My personal favorite, John the Baptist, in the desert, in a sheepskin, baked out of his mind, baked by which I mean baked by the sun, not baked on mushrooms and peyote buttons and psychedelic locusts. The life of a monk. That's for me. Leaning over a manuscript, doing some stuff, mostly not being bothered, communing with God. Anyway, it's not going to happen. Beyond words. Because I'm it's not about words. And that's the great thing about music is you can do it without words. And even when you have words, the words aren't necessarily literally the words, man. they're a vehicle for feeling, you know, pure worship, something pure. Ringing the bell of love, getting down to the core of my own existence. You know, I'm really like just a kind of a goofball. I'm very, very sincere. I'm the sincere type. It's not like I don't get humor and irony and sarcasm. But I think some of those things are poisons too. In the human communicatarium. Do you know what I mean? I hate that stuff. It's not helping us. Yeah, it must be me, my awkward self, sharing and bearing my soul. That is all. Working as if to save myself, alone, and taking responsibility and service to humanity. I don't know, man. I really don't know how to put it together. I mean, I envy people who are like in their groove, and you're like, yeah, man, they're doing it. They're doing it so well that however they're doing what they're doing, whatever it is, rebuilding shoes or playing the violin, you have to say it's a service to humanity. Barbie, 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 Barbie. The next generation in this grand experiment of life, which it is. You know, we wake up and we're like, shit, man, like someone invented 40-hour week, which is a great thing at the time. And now we're entrapped by it, and we're resenting our open space planning cubicles and all this stuff that we have invented. What a way to live, you know? So this is my first multi-partite video. If you think I've already gone on too long, watch it, binge watch. So this is my theme song, and it's really too much. It's too sincere, and that's why it fits in with the Hello Project and everything. I'll play a little bit of it, and I think I'm going to come back at the end as a tag, as we say in the business, and finish up. And in between will be a sandwich of all the rest of the stuff. Father, heavens, shining suns and moons. What am I doing here? How shall I be used? Mother of the earth, of crawling things and roots. I came from you. What would do? How shall I be used? It must be me speaking words and making rhymes. It must be me missing notes, strumming chords and marking time. There must be me missing notes and spilling wine. Getting lost on my way to you. There was no rehearsal. See if you can see what I mean. There'll be no editing either. And more. So come back later. We'll finish up. It'll be wonderful. All right, with the costume ready. This is the true joy in life. The being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one. The being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die. For the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle for me. There's a sort of splendid torch which I have got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. George Bernard Shaw. We don't know any of his works. We don't know anything about him. We just know he's good for quotes. Sorry, George. Anyway, that's where we are. It's important that you get clear for yourself that your only access to impacting life is action. The world does not care what you intend, how committed you are, how you feel, or what you think. And certainly it has no interest in what you want and don't want. Take a look at life as it is lived and see for yourself that the world only moves for you when you act. Werner Erhard. Yeah, I made myself come. Oh, God. No, I made myself come down to the mic tonight. Because I saw a video with David Goggins. David Goggins is like the hardest guy. Oh. It's like...
Yeah.
Oh, really? No, he's like a really tough guy. And then he's like, and I'm like, I can't watch the video. This is the second video. It's like an interview, like with the same guy. And I'm like, I can't watch two Goggins video and not do something totally uncomfortable. So that's why I thought I would come down to the mic and Goggins up. Yeah. So I'm doing a kind of a vlog of my life, and I quit my job, and I'm getting my job back, and I'm just documenting that, and the whole vlog is about what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to not do, and with my life. And you know, the thing is, like, I really like music and I'd like to do music, but I'm not really good at it. And when I came to this thing the other day, and this notion that, you know, a gift isn't something that you have, because some people are gifted at stuff. Like, I'm okay at drawing and some art stuff, but I'm not particularly gifted at this thing. But then I thought, you know, a gift isn't something just like something that you have, like a person is gifted, but that a gift is something that you give. And the bad part about that is, like, you know, you can't just get up just because you have a guitar. Yeah. Like, to actually, like, have something that you give to someone else, you have to, like, work on it, you know? And, wow. I feel like I'm 54 years old and I'm just learning some things, like, now. Very strange. A minute or less of my
You have 10 seconds.
9 seconds.
Great.
Shining sun. Thank you.
That was fucking incredible. You know I'm JohnnyArt, everybody. JohnnyArt.
Amazing. That was like Phil Lesh.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got the whole thing.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Oh, man.
We're back. So we left off at brothers, sisters, burning sand, melting snow. we haven't met, still I need to know, how shall I serve you? Well, it's a word, it's a sound, something never lost, can never be found. I'd have been a preacher, but now I'm a clown. Well, prayers go up, and laughter falls down. Must be me, speaking words and making rhymes. It must be me, strumming chords and marking time. It must be me, missing notes and spilling wine. Getting lost on my way to you. Getting lost on my way to you.